Alright, so earlier when we were out in the field, I showed you guys one of our bindles, and at the last minute, as usual, I changed my mind on something. I'm not going to use that bindle yet, but I will be using something else. See, we're kind of wondering what we should do and during Christmas time, and we want to go down to Lufkin, or Savala really, to go see my adopted mother and my sister April. Now, Marissa knows we're coming down. April doesn't, and I hope she doesn't see this video. I don't know if she's even subscribed to my channel. I hope not. But she doesn't know we're coming down. And, me and Marmaduke, the main plan is that we're gonna take a train back down there, try to take a train as far down south as we can to Texas, which would mean we'd have to take it all the way down to Denison, and then maybe try to take one down to Temple, and then hitchhike east from Temple to Lufkin, and to go visit with them for a couple of days, have Christmas, come back up here and continue. Well, I decided that I'm going to do it a little differently. We're going to do what we said we're going to do, or at least I'm going to attempt to, but we're going to do it differently baggage-wise. Meaning, we're going to go with the tool bag. The reason I want to do the tool bag this time is because of the fact that I figured, if anything, we can either have my sleeping bag or my whoopee blanket on my back, rolled up, and then everything else would be in here. It would just be dog food and some other stuff, as you'll see here in a minute. It's just going to be me and Mr. Marmaduke over here. Hi, Duke. Love you. And that would be it. And I mean, if we decide not to do the Voyager bag, we might as well just go with the Vesmishock. But, I want to show you guys, and you see, and there's a historical part of this too, is because of the fact that in the old days, see, everybody thinks that hobos, all they used were just bindles, as in, you know, the bandana on the end of the stick. And technically that's not true. You see, there was a lot more to it than just the bandana at the end of the stick. You see, a hobo used whatever he can get. Some did have backpacks even at that time, believe it or not. Some had, you know, the bindles. Some had bedrolls, or in Australia, the swag rolls. Some had suitcases, and then others had bags similar to this, you know. And so when the spring and summertime do come, and it's just me and Marmaduke, this is most likely what we're going to carry, because if it's going to be hot out, there's no point in us having sleeping bags or blankets, especially since we're really not going to be going to a lot of states, especially cold states, this coming spring and summertime. So, basically, I'm just going to show you guys what we're going to be using. And to start off with, first off, you have 3 pouches on both sides, or 3 pockets, I should say. So, you got 6 pockets in total. Over here, I guess I should probably throw this in before I forget. Okay, you got all your utensils right here. I don't know where my spoon is at, but eventually I'll put it in there. But I do have two plastic sporks. That's where all my eating utensils will go. And here, I'm not going to pull them out, but I got several books of matches down there. I do have this, this is supposed to be a taser, and it also has a flashlight. But for whatever reason, the taser ain't working. It hasn't worked in quite some time, which kind of bugs me. But then you also have this nice LED flashlight, and then if you needed to charge it, just push this out, and you can plug it up to a wall outlet or whatever. And just make sure, yep, nothing else is down there. On the other side, if I can get it, there we go. And just some extra napkins for toilet paper and stuff like that. And then we got our med kit. This is primarily just, you know, a little bit of medicine, bandages, antisporin, and stuff like that. I'm sorry, neosporin. And then more napkins, or toilet paper, whichever one you want to use it for. Opened it up. This is where the fun starts. Alright, first things first. I always carry, regardless of how many dogs I have, I always carry an extra leash. Since it's going to be me and Marmaduke, Marmaduke's going to have his leash for the most part, though he actually doesn't need one because he actually listens. But I do carry an extra leash just in case, okay? One thing me and Cooter both use, I'm not going to explain why, especially on his part, I just mentioned that we both use it, is baby wipes or wet wipes or whatever. I mainly use this for restroom use. And that's on my personal level because well, I'm not going to explain why. I think y'all can figure that out. A big giant roll of toilet paper. This I got from Dollar Tree. This is the 1,000 sheet roll that you can get for $1, but they only sell it per roll for $1, which kind of, I can understand why if it's good. It's really not that good. I just got it because of how big it was, but I mean, it's not bad, you know. I'm not gonna shit all over it, but it's, I don't know. I think there's better ones out there for $1. And of course, the one of the mini Sawyer water filters. I never really needed to use these yet, but I do keep them just in case. Of course, underwear and socks. Why not? Y'all remember this? My Bear Grylls Gerber water canteen and cup. Most people wonder why I don't use the military ones. I actually do use them, just not all the time. Mainly due to the fact that the Bear Grylls version, even though I hate the guy so much, it's actually bigger than the standard military issued one, both canteen and the cup. So I'd rather have something bigger with a better, which would be a better option, you know. Food wise, we got two crunchy oats and honey bars, as well as some peanut butter, Marmaduke's bowl, and if I needed to cook, especially if I go fishing or whatever, which I do like to do, we also got this Canteen Set that I got in McAlester, Oklahoma when I was with Cooter recently. What else? I do like sewing, if I haven't mentioned that before. More sewing. Ah, it just fell to the ground. And then, bag of dog food. That's really all we need, especially this coming spring and summertime. That's all we need. All we need. Because you see, I realized when we left Lufkin a couple months back, I didn't really take a lot of stuff with me. And I realized even having a bedroll, which at the time was our quilt, and then having, you know, like the bindle, or I'm sorry, the pillowcase. Okay, that's another thing, by the way, that they used to use back in the old days, you know. Even having just that, people still know that in most of the world's view, you're technically homeless. I consider myself houseless. I've explained that before. But most people are going to know that you're quote-unquote homeless. Not, see, I mean, nobody would be walking around like that for no reason. So, you know, when people do want to stop and talk to you, there's, you know, I mean, I can still, you know, hey, by the way, I'm a hobo, do you have any work I can do? You know, there's never a dull excuse on why you can't find work. Even if you have nothing at all, which these days, these kids call it going gearless and fearless. In the old days, we used to call it streamlining, and a streamliner was someone who carried little to no gear whatsoever. They had nothing but the clothes on their back and what was ever in their pockets, and they took a freight train from town to town looking for work. That's basically a streamliner, okay? So, in a sense, even if I decided I'm not going to do the bag, with all my years of experience, I already know what to do. I've gone gearless and fearless before with Xena, and it's really not as bad. I mean, to be honest, I always carry a pillowcase with me just in case. To be honest, I might actually just use that instead. But again, I've gone gearless and fearless before. I'm not really worried about it. Even with Marmaduke. Marmaduke listens. He knows what to do. He knows how to... Marmaduke can go and get a squirrel himself or anything of that size or smaller, and I can still cook the damn thing up. You know, as long as I have Marmaduke and as long as I have all my EDC gear and my knife and matches and stuff like that, we're good. So anyways, this is basically what we're going to be using. I know you guys probably wanted to see the actual bindle part with the bandana, but I realized that I'm going to need to carry dog food, and the bandana itself has a hole that I ended up having to repair, and so I just don't think I did a good job of it. I'm not sure. But I don't want to test that theory as well. So unless Kimberly decides that she has the time to actually sew it back together better than I did, I just don't want to have a big bag of dog food in there. I mean, and to be honest, it would just weigh me down anyways if I use the bandanas, which is the reason why we're using the handbag. So anyways, I got other stuff I got to do. I will see you guys later. Peace.